Any man in the chat can answer the question too. Can you guys ask Hustle Muscular my community wall question about being over sexualized?
Answer your community wall question.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm looking up her channel now.
yep. I know who Candy Cane Lanes is. Made a made a little 30-second intro video for her and everything. Yep.
Okay, what she said was, do you think you could talk about how black men are over, how black men are so over sexualized, women are over sexualized much more often and on a much greater scale, but it is rarer for men, but for black men it's quite common, and how these stereotypes low key hurt the image of black people.
Hasn't our community always been sexualized for the last 25, 30 years? It's just amplified lately.
But
I mean,
that's a good question, because some people be like, you're over sexualized. Let's say this, like a man, right? If a man is over sexualized, he's probably gonna think that he probably unknowingly that he's over sexualized, think that women actually really like him, but all in all, they just want to have sex with him and just to try it out to see what it's like.
really.
And
I
some
don't
men
think
are okay with that.
I mean, come on. We're men. For us, sex is just a physical act, a physical release. It's more of an emotional thing for the average woman. So
Okay,
of
so if
course
you
we're
had
not
a
gonna
woman,
be
if that's how you feel, right? And you had a wife or a girlfriend, right? And both of you guys cheat, would you be able to forgive her?
if both of us are cheating, then what's there to forgive? We gotta either forgive each other or break it off.
So you would be able to forgive her?
Probably not.
Why not? You
Because
just said
men
that.
can't
Because
forgive shit
when
like that. Men do
Hold
not like.
on. Did he just say that sex is just what? What did you just say? Say it
He did
again.
say that.
I said sex is a physical act for men.
Okay.
That's
It's a
why
release.
when
It
hold
doesn't
on.
matter. You said it's a
That's why
physical
when
act.
we cheat,
Wait,
it's not the same thing. It's
wait,
equally
hold on, wait. That's your
But he's answering you
interpretation.
though, creative. He's
Huh?
answering you. He was
I
answering
said
you.
for men, sex is just a physical release. So when we cheat, it's not quite the same. Is it wrong?
Okay.
Is it wrong?
No,
Yes, it
hold on.
is, but
No,
it's
but look,
not perceived.
the same way
Creator,
you
can I
just
finish my
perceive it.
statement? Jesus,
You just
woman.
perceived it as a physical release. So why are you so attached to her getting her physical
It's
release when it's like
He's
that to
saying
you?
no, but he's saying like whenever if he was to cheat, that because it's just a physical release and not necessarily emotional attachment, that's why he could move forward with whoever he's actually really with because it's nothing really emotionally attaching him to the woman he just had a one off with. But if he's attached emotionally to this other woman over here and she cheats on him, he believes women when she cheated, she had is a more of an emotional attachment. So if for him, it's like, well, I can't move forward with her because because he believes it's more likely she has some sort of emotional attachment and it's not just a release like it is for men. I think that's what I'm
absolutely,
getting from what he's saying.
I
absolutely. She
understand
summed it
what
up
he's saying.
perfectly.
No,
You summed it
Chanel.
up perfectly. Thank you, Chanel.
Chanel, I
You're
get what he's
welcome.
saying. My thing is, if you think it's just a release, why can't you think like that about the woman? Why you have such an emotional attachment if a woman was to cheat?
Because
It
he's saying
depends.
the women don't view it that way. That's
They
why.
don't.
I understand that, Chanel, but
Okay,
my
I'm gonna be
thing is
quiet. Let me sit.
my thing is because he already in his mind is just a sexual release. So my thing is, if it's just a sexual release, why are you so like cumbersome? Why are you so enthralled or so mad when a woman gets her release? Or
Because for a
why are you
woman,
so
it's an
attached to that?
emotion. For the woman, it's like Chanel said, it's an emotional attachment when women do it compared to men who just do it just
But
to
how
get
how do
their
you
rocks
know
off.
that? You're assuming. You don't
It ain't no
know if that
assumption. This
means
is biology. You don't argue. I don't
that's
argue with
not
biology.
biology. Chanel,
It's
is that
just the way
biology?
men and women are wired different. That's how women and men are
If
wired
that's the case,
differently.
then why are there hoes and prostitutes?
I don't know. Broken homes, I guess. No father figures. I don't know. It could be
Okay,
anything.
so there you go. That it goes against what you just said. My thing is, you can have that argument, but my thing is, right? If you say release it and it's nothing, why you have this strong attachment to when a woman releases
I'm trying
or
to
she went to
understand
the
the I'm trying to understand the context of what you're talking about. Do you mean like if my girlfriend or my wife cheats on me, that's an
yeah,
ultimate betrayal? If we're in a
yeah.
relationship, that is a fucking betrayal. But if we're just
But
two,
I'm saying
hold on a minute.
if
If we're
both of
just
you guys cheated, if both of you guys cheated, is
if
what I'm
this is a
saying.
boyfriend girlfriend dynamic, then that's different. But if we're just friends with benefits, F boy, F girl, then hell, you do whatever you want to do. Like if you and me are just friends with benefits, I don't give a damn who you sleep with. Just be safe,
That's
and you
a
should
damn
give a
lie
damn
because
who I sleep with.
most people have they have feelings. People say that it's nice to be said, but people have feelings.
I have spoken to women who claim that they cut men off after they've done the deed a couple of times. So nowadays, a lot of women are
I
trying
would
to
say if it's
figure
one
out
and
love.
done, that's one thing. But if you continuously sleeping with somebody, you're gonna have some type of attachment, both men and women.
Primarily the woman. The man is questionable because
Man too,
depending on the kind,
too.
it
Oh my
depends on the
God. I've
kind
seen
of.
men get in their arms, get up in arms, get mad, frustrated if they see you with another man,
It
even though you
depends.
guys are friends with benefits.
It depends on the situation. If I've been dealing with you for a long time, maybe I'll feel some kind of way, but eventually he'll probably move on somehow, some way. It was never anything serious to begin with. I mean, come on.
He said, I can get really graphic when I'm feeling someone. I just want to make sure I'm not part of the Me Too movement.
What they got to do with anything?
Wait, what?
She's saying,
What is she saying?
well,
Okay, please
I
clean
think
it
she's
up because
saying
I'm
that
confused as
like
hell.
when she really likes somebody, she might show signs or she might flirt or do some things.
What the hell does
But
that have to do with the Me Too movement? The Me
That's
Too
what I'm
movement
saying.
is
I don't get
someone
it.
being sexually
men could get
assaulted.
you.
That's totally different.
Chanel.
That's what Me Too is about. It's about being sexually assaulted. That's what it is.
Exactly. But do you
So-
think
But
men
the
could be
thing
sexually
is,
assaulted?
the Me Too
Yes.
movement give women power to
Okay,
make
exactly. That's it.
allegation. It
But
gives them
that's not
power
what
to
she's
make
saying, but I'm
allegations
gonna leave it
without
alone.
evidence.
So what
I mean,
is she saying, Chanel?
I don't think she's talking about men in that situation.
I don't
Because
think
she's
so
talking
either.
about herself. She said, I could get really graphic when I'm feeling someone. So it sounds like maybe she's talking about how far out she might
In
go.
other words, she
they
gets
might
sexually
do.
aggressive. She could be
Right.
sexually aggressive.
Correct. And she might be willing to do anything and, you know, some other things where she
She
tied
might-
down or whatever the case may be. Right.
And
That's what I heard.
File charges on her.
Right. But she said, what did she say? I just want to make sure I'm not part of the Me Too movement. So she's basically saying she don't want to be so aggressive that she's forcing it onto him.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
You made it seem
I'm
like
saying
something
that I
else.
don't know that you want to add the Me Too to that because that's
for the record, Candy Cane, is that how you get down? I don't mind you being a little
Yeah.
aggressive. Just don't
help us
abuse me.
understand.
Hold on. Slow down. So Chanel, you took that a little too literal, and maybe it was a misplaced joke on my part. But what I meant by that was, and I'm sorry. Hello, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude when I came.
No,
Hello.
you're good.
Let me
Good.
shout you
No,
out
you're
real
fine.
quick. First, let me
I'm
say,
glad you
shout
came up to
shout
clarify.
out to-
'Cause I'm
Yeah,
like, wait,
I'm
what?
like, woo, that just went left real fast. Okay,
It
no.
really did. Shout
What
out
I
to
mean-
you. Shout out to
Hello.
you. Candy Cane Lane. You got beauty and
What's
brains.
up,
That
Candy
combination
Cane?
gonna drive me insane.
See,
Thank you.
he always. I love
He
you.
has something for everybody.
What I meant by that was, you know how men will say because of the Me Too movement, they're scared to compliment women. Like I've heard a lot of men, especially online, not in real life, but mainly online, say that they're scared to compliment women nowadays because of the Me Too movement. So as a woman who says that I'm not afraid to give a compliment and maybe get a little graphic in it, does that make me part of the Me Too movement
No.
too? Or like how
Nah.
because the question is all tying back to the whole over sexualization. That's I saw this comment in someone else's like chat. It was a video, and I saw the comment. I was like, damn, men get over sexualized. Do y'all feel that way? And then I thought about it like, Candy, you know, you can
I
be a little
don't.
bit of a flirt sometimes.
Yes,
So
they
like
do. They do get
I mean, to be
oversexualized.
fair,
How
I mean,
you know, creative? You not a man. Give me an
yeah.
Because
example.
these
What
men
you mean?
be telling me, they be on these dating apps, and most of these white girls be swiping on them, and they just be wanting to sleep with
Why?
them.
Because they got a big one? That's what she
That's what
told
they
What
assume.
else
So
could they want? They
So
want
me.
that
that's why
BBC. So what else
But how
could
is
they
that over
want?
sexualizing? That's just talking about, what you might
that
see
do.
is
that.
over
Now to
sexualizing.
Candy Cane's point. Now to
Okay.
That's
Candy
why
Cane's
I asked the
point.
question because I want the men to be able to tell me, like, do you ever feel over sexualized? Do you? Because like
Not ever.
I know when women say they feel over sexualized, what they mean, but I've never heard a man say that, and so I'm wondering, is it equivalent or is there a difference? Is this one of those scenarios where the double standard works in our favor? I don't know.
I think that
I don't know.
there's room to say that a man could be overly sexualized, but men think about sex all fucking day and all night. So to me, they probably have it on their mind any damn way. So I
Do
don't
they? Are they alone in that?
absolutely
I could
Are
be
they
no.
thinking
alone
about
in
it
that
Because
right
thought?
now. You don't
if
know.
you look at the statistics about men and porn and where they utilize it and when they're using it, they're doing it at work, at home, in between, whatever. So yes, they're thinking about sex all the damn time. Now, can I
Now to
say
Candy
all
Cane's point.
men? No, I'm not gonna say that because in Dubai you can't even get to a porn site. So let's just start there. But I'm saying in general, yeah, I think lots of men think about sex. I do think that they think about, this is my opinion. I don't have no proof of this, but just whenever I was in high school and even on a college campus, every time a female passed by, they looking at her ass. So to me, if you're
I
looking at her
mean,
ass, you
but I
probably
look at
don't
asses
talk
too.
about
Does that
whether or
mean
not
that I over sexualize? I look at asses too.
you look
Is
at
that
men's asses,
no?
you
You
look
look
at
at
women.
women's asses for what?
Absolutely.
Are
For
you
what?
looking for
Because it's
sex
an
out
ass
of it,
and
or
it
are you
walked
just
past
looking
me.
because
Am
you
I
trying?
blind? What are y'all talking about?
Well, that's
No,
different.
because
If
I'm
it's a
looking,
woman
but I'm
doing to
not
another
looking in
woman, no
a
one's gonna
sexual
care.
way.
But
I'm looking like, oh, damn, I wish I had an ass like that. Like more of like that. I'm not looking like, oh, she's sexy. I'm not. So
okay, whatever. Okay, it is
I'm
what it
not.
is.
I do look at women and I'm like, oh wow, she has a great body. You know what I'm
Chanel,
saying? Just like I would look at somebody and say they have great teeth.
you
It's
lucky this
not
ain't
a
my show. I would call Cap.
I'm not, but I'm just not. But anyway, so maybe you're different than Candy Cane. I don't know,
I
sis.
mean, to Candy Kane's point about the Me Too thing, I read a story some years ago about a man who almost lost his job because he complimented a woman's before and after picture from when she showed her exercising and losing weight. She's like, good job. You're doing good on it. Then
And
2
he
years
almost lost his
later,
job.
he's in HR. That's what the story told anyway.
Wow.
Well, in HR, he should have known better. I
And
mean,
listen,
I get it, but no, if you in HR, you know better. You know better.
I don't give a shit if they okay, this is
It's a
me.
goddamn compliment.
I probably
Don't
sound bad
y'all want
saying this, but
HR is
listen,
held to a different standard. I'm sorry,
men
it
have been
is.
fuck
listen,
HR?
women have been overly sexualized since the beginning of time. It's just a
Mhm.
fact. So
Yeah.
now that you're getting overly sexualized in year 2026, it's just like whatever. I
So
ain't saying we should be dismissive of it completely, but I'm just like, men been doing this since forever. So who gives a shit? Like that's just how
I really I want men to
No, I
define
have a problem with that because I have a son. So
I want men to define what that even means because I am assuming that the person who asked the question was a man. And so, like when I don't mean to sound ignorant, I swear to God I don't. But when I read the question, it hit me like boom, like a brick hit me in the face. Like that can happen. Like y'all can feel over sexualized. I understand it as boys, like children, but once you become a grown man, like there's a disconnect for me. And so I was trying to understand it. That's why I asked for men to like weigh in, because as women, we're going to give opinions, but we'll never understand it from the perspective of a man who's actually been in these scenarios. And I want like honest feedback, not
I
really
think
more.
don't you have to,
you're
but if
right.
you're gonna say overly sexualized, then don't you have to add objectified? Because there's not many fields where a man is looked at as a sexual being other than like modeling and
Unless he's a
maybe the
model.
strip. Right. So I'm saying what other areas of life
I'm sorry. Let me shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna go ahead and close.
no, ask
Well,
your
if you
question.
well, I want to say the movie industry, maybe the
In
adult
what
movie industry.
capacity? Because women are always the sexual beings in the movie industry. They are.
But I guess over time they decided to equalize that stuff. Women can be sexualized, and now over time men became sexualized. I don't know.
I want to know what market you're talking about because outside of modeling
Didn't I just say the modeling in the
and
adult film
acting,
industry?
that's it.
I just maybe I'm in the wrong here, or maybe I don't know. I just feel like in everyday life, you see men, you look at them, you think they're sexy. Like I don't know where the over sexualized part comes in, but I'm like, when I go to the gym, I see sexy men. When I go to the bank, I see sexy men. When I go to the fucking grocery store, when I go like there, I'm I get I'm stuck at over sexualized. Like what does that mean? I want a definition for that. For
Candy, you
somebody,
don't calm your ass down to
I'm
shit.
just listen, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. Just
I
I
think
got
over sexualized
So
would
you
be
be at the gym
somebody.
looking. Okay.
Wouldn't that be somebody wearing sweatpants and
Yep.
you looking at them and you just
No,
like,
no. I get
and
what
Something
you're
the
like
guy
saying.
that.
It's
looking
the
at
I
you,
wear
looking at
oversexualized
them,
sweatpants
part.
and
when
he feels awkward?
I wear
No, no,
sweatpants when I
no,
go to the
no.
gym, and yes, I feel some kind of way when
She's saying
females
no,
are
but
around.
she's saying where does the like if I'm gonna say overly sexualized, right? We could look at a magazine cover, right? And we could see somebody, let's say Miley Cyrus, and she's on there and they put her in a grown dress or they put her in something a little more cleavage showing. Women could say that's overly sexualizing her. She's only 15, she's Hannah Montana, right?
right.
When we think about a male, you put a 14-year-old in that same role, he's just going to be called a heartthrob. They're not going to say, "Oh, they put him in like his underwear." That would be, in my opinion, saying, "Okay, you
I
put
don't know
Justin
about
Bieber
all
at
that.
15 in his underwear on not a swimsuit magazine, but on just a girls magazine." I would say that's overly
I mean,
sexualizing
as
him.
of
Any,
But I
lately,
don't think that it
so what?
happens to men
for
like that.
me,
All I'm
for
saying.
me, for me, any sexual context that goes with underage and children is overly sexualized. I'm only
It is.
speaking to the men. I'm only talking to grown men who are allowed to have sex with grown women. Like that's it. That's the only people I want opinion. Like as far as I don't want to hear from kids. I want them out that equation altogether because that makes me highly uncomfortable.
And
No,
as
I
of
was
lately,
only using
underage
that
boy,
as so
they,
we know what a
they do
Rubik scale is
catch the act right.
as to how someone is viewed as overly sexualized. Because if you don't put it in like a magazine or something like that where someone is being objectified, in my opinion, then how are you saying that they're overly sexualized? You have to have them somewhere looking seductive in some capacity. But I was only using kids to kind of get the perspective of where it's coming from.
I got you. I
Because
got
once you put a man on that magazine, he's a man being a man. So I don't know how he's making a choice. You see what
So
I'm
that
saying?
I guess my question would really be to the men is the difference between over sexualized and a compliment, whether or not you're into that woman or whether or not you find her to be attractive back. Is that the difference? Like when women will say like how like men will ask, well, what's the difference between shooting a shot at a woman and doing too much? It's whether or not that woman is willing to receive you while you're shooting that shot. Is that the same context or does it not matter? Like if you're not into this woman and she's shooting a shot at you and she goes into sexual context, is that over sexualizing you or is it just a compliment to you? How do you take that?
That's a good question. I want to hear. Go ahead, Huskiller. Is he there?
We might that might be a topic for another
I'm
show though,
here.
creative.
What happened?
If you're interested, that might be a
We
topic for
just
another show.
can you ask him the question again? Because
So basically, I'm asking, what is the fine line between a compliment to a man versus being over sexualized? Is it the difference between you being into that woman that is giving you the compliment versus not being into her? Like for women, a lot of people will say, well, the difference between sexual harassment and just a compliment is whether that woman is into you while you're giving that compliment to her. The
Yeah.
difference between the two. So is it the same for men? Is it that you can get a compliment from a woman that you're not into and not be overly sexualized and just take
I
it as
mean,
a compliment? Or does she have to be somebody you're also attracted back to?
me personally, I get compliments from women I find attractive as well as women I don't find attractive. I just take it for what it is. A goddamn compliment. You could be 500 pounds overweight. I don't care. I'm not into you, but still. But for some reason, women don't look at it like that. Let a fat bald man say Candy Cane is pretty. Oh, it's harassment. I don't feel comfortable with this. The nigga didn't say anything wrong. So it is kind of different. Men, we just take it for what it is. But I take it for what it is. And men I know around the way, they take it for what it is. As long as you're not trying to hit on me or be sexual, it is what it is.
So essentially what you're saying is that this is an acceptable double standard between the men and the women.
Unfortunately, yes, it is. Y'all could do whatever the hell y'all want, but we men have to abide by boundaries. Ain't that some shit?
yeah, I don't
You
know.
would
It
think
was
it
one
goes both
time.
ways.
Yeah, it was one time like I was really, really into this guy And this is me, like, and I would like text him and tell him I like him, and I would call him randomly. I would. You ever late night drunk text somebody? Like that's how much I liked him a lot, and I even went so far as to write him a letter. But that's about it.
A love letter. I ain't done that in
Yeah,
20
I
years.
did. I wrote a love letter.
I wrote a love letter over 25 years.
Well,
I don't think I've ever wrote a love letter, but I've definitely drunk texted. Yeah. Mm.
Care to share what you told these men?
Nope.
You don't want to share it?
Sure don't.
We listen, but we don't judge. Well, I don't judge anyway.
I'm judging myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back on mute.
No, why you judging yourself? You do stuff out of love. I did it because I was like really like I really liked him a lot. Like
I can't stop you from judging yourself. I'm just saying I'm not gonna judge. We've all done something crazy.
Yeah, we have. I've done a lot of crazy stuff.
I've heard about men who leave drunk messages on answer machines. So
oh, that's a good question. Have you guys ever had a man drunk text y'all?
Or leave a drunk answer machine message, a voicemail, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I've had guys drunk text me a lot. Even come and see me, bold enough to show up at my door.
Surprise visit?
I know, right? Like,
yeah, I don't do pop-ups. That's a no-go for me. Mm-mm. Nope.
So, but you're not gonna pop up at my house, are you not?
Yeah.
I don't pop up at people's houses because I don't want you doing that to me. If I'm coming, you know I'm coming.
Makes sense to me. The only female allowed to come to my house when I'm not around or unannounced is my own mother. So you want to get into this house when I'm not here, you better go through her first. And she ain't having that shit. My mama, the only woman allowed to do that.